Dead Archive, Episode 1. The Boy in the Box. In the winter of 1957, a cardboard box was found in the woods outside Philadelphia. Inside was the naked, battered body of a small boy, around 4 to 6 years old. No name, no missing persons report. No parents came forward. More than 60 years later, we still don't know who he was or why he died. They called him America's unknown child. His tiny body was discovered on a cold February day, dumped in a J.C. Penney box meant for a baby bassinet. He had deep bruises all over him. His hair had been freshly cut, maybe even after death, and there were small scars on his chin, groin, and ankle. The kind of details that stick in your mind even when you want to forget them. He was wrapped in a cheap flannel blanket, tossed like garbage. The man who found him, a college student checking his animal traps, was so afraid of getting involved he waited a full day before calling police. By then, the scene had been trampled. The cold had crept in, and whatever traces of his killer might have been left were fading fast. When detectives opened the box, they were looking at more than just a murder. They were staring into a void. No identity, no birth certificate. No one came to claim him. Posters were printed. Newspapers ran stores. Local orphanages were checked. Nothing. He had clean fingernails, but signs of long-term neglect. Malnourished, underweight. Hands and feet were wrinkled, like he'd been submerged in water. One eye slightly drooped, a mystery wrapped in contradictions. Leads started coming in and falling apart. One man said he saw a woman and a boy pulling a box from the trunk of a car the day before. Another reported seeing a child crying near the woods. Neither lid went anywhere. Police followed hundreds of tips, including handwriting experts, hypnotists, and psychics. Still, nothing. Years passed. Then came Martha. In 2002, a woman stepped forward and told police she'd grown up in a violent home, and that her mother had bought a young boy, kept him in a basement, abused him, and killed him. She claimed the boy's name was Jonathan. The story matched some of the injuries, but not all. And without physical evidence, police couldn't make an arrest. Another lead lost to dust. Then in 2016, things changed. DNA, the one tool that never sleeps. Forensics pulled a mitochondrial profile from the boy's remains. They built a family tree from scratch, tracing back through cousins, distant relatives, and decades of silence. And in late 2022, they had a name. Joseph Augustus Zarelli, born January 13th, 1953. He had parents, he had siblings, he had a birthday. He was real. But his story is still full of holes, and the truth behind his death remains untold. Police have not named any suspects, and his family has stayed silent. Some still believe he was trafficked. Others think his death was a cover-up, but no one really knows. And that's where he stays. In a cardboard box, in an unmarked grave, in a file that sat forgotten, until the Dead Archive opened it again. If you're still here, thank you. Don't forget this boy. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this. Because what's buried doesn't always stay buried.